Will Asa Mitaka die in Chainsaw Man? I asked my community, is Asa Mitaka going to die in Chainsaw Man Part 2? And I got some worrying responses, so let's put on our simp hats and engage in the discourse, braving these troubled waters together as a community. Let's get Bento to 11,000 subscribers, get this video to 250 likes, and 12 new subscribers. I hope not, because now I want Dingji and Asa to be together. Aw, that's so cute. Cat, what are you doing? Sorry, my cat is now attacking my guitar picks. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I just think Dingji and Asa are the worst couple. Yoru and Dingji just seem way more healthier. Okay, but seriously, the more the series progresses, the more convinced I am that Dingji and Asa actually have a great chance of ending up together. And the reason? Well, Fujimoto set up for Dingji's character, honestly, that's the reason. Right now, trauma's taking center stage, but to me, Dingji's arc doesn't feel complete unless he finds love. And Asa Mitaka is woven into that narrative. Think about it, Asa is the only character in Chainsaw Man who truly understands Dingji's struggles. Their parallels are honestly undeniable. Take, for example, the Falling Devil scene. Dingji reaches out to Asa in her suicidal haze because, he's been there, something similar at least. Before Pochita saved him, he'd accepted his death, his heart rotting from neglect among the other diseases he picked up from his parents. They both crave human connection too. Dingji's desires are simple: a girlfriend to hold hands with, play games, kiss. Childish? Yeah, maybe. Pure? Absolutely. And Asa's the same. She wants to break out of her shell to play soccer with her classmates, to geek out over Chainsaw Man merch like everyone else. But her needs, they're kind of buried under layers of pessimism and loneliness. Ugh, I wish Chainsaw Man and Bucky would just die. Dingji, you're not Chainsaw Man, you're a punk-ass bitch. Pay attention to moments where Asa does things like that. She doesn't actually seem to hate the things that she is projecting about. I think she's obviously projecting her self-loathing onto the things that she secretly loves or, I guess, wants to like. And why? Well, because Asa hates herself. Subconsciously, she resents anything that brings her joy because time and time again, it is ripped away. Bucky, her mom, Yuko, Cramben, she can't trust happiness, so she sabotages it for herself. That's why she runs when she falls for Dingji. The boy she told to go to hell over 1,000 yen is suddenly Chainsaw Man, and instead of rejecting him, she's drawn to him. But the moment she feels that spark, she bolts. Because loving something means risking loss, and Asa's convinced she's the curse. Almost worse than the devils, if you think about it. So for her arc to resolve, I really think she needs to muster the proverbial big dick energy, slam it on the table, and just choose to love Dingji despite her fears, maybe even in spite of them, to face her isolation head on. Right now, killing either of them wouldn't feel satisfying. Like, what's the message there? Life's hopeless, doom wins? That's lame. And worse, it's untrue. Doomer nihilism melts the second real opportunity strikes. Instinct will take over no matter what. So Asa will confront the truth, but will she run? Or will she run straight into Dingji's arms, or vice versa? I think there's a better lesson here, especially for younger and older readers alike that are drowning in loneliness, like me as an example. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to fumble. It's okay to hurt, to suffer while figuring yourself out. Dingji and Asa sort of embody that chaos. Two broken kids learning to navigate a world that's failed them. And I think that's why they deserve a happy ending. Honestly, if anything, I see it ending with Dingji dying. We've seen Asa take over as MC before. Good work for an epilogue. This is a pretty interesting theory, because do you guys remember this image? I used to bring it up all of the time last year, like a lot, and I think it says so much. This is actual promotional art from Tatsuki Fujimoto and his team. And I've always said it, and I think there's a plausible future where this piece becomes reality. I mean, think about it. At the end of the series, Asa and Yoru could fuse into one being, and suddenly death emerges with all 4 horsemen, and the only way to defeat the super ultra big bad dummy mommy of epic giggling proportions, well, turn Dingji into a weapon to cut her down and end the series. Then just turn him human. Oh, cat, Lum, you can't. Sorry, my cat is trying to eat my pork rinds. I don't know what is about these pork rinds that she loves so much, but gosh dang it, kitty, those are my pork rinds. Then just turn him back into a human, Asa proposes, Eren activates the rumbling, and generally speaking, everyone dies. What, too good of a theory? Okay, well, you get my point. Asa might not die at the end. It could very well be Dingji. It'd be an interesting subversion to have Asa forced to wield Dingji as a weapon to erase concepts. But here's a thought. What if the real answer is getting Pochita to regurgitate or vomit up everything he's ever eaten? Remember, as well, this is kind of like a thematic thing for Yoru because she wants Pochita to puke up Newt. So the question is, what else has he devoured over the years? Maybe the Dignity Devil? Think about it this way, Buttercup. What if there's... I don't know why I called you guys Buttercup. What am I, from the 50s? What if there's an Attack on Titan or like Full Metal Alchemist level twist hiding in his stomach? The solution might be for Yoru and Asa to team up, fight Black Chainsaw Man, and force him to vomit those concepts back out. Nukes are one, and we've all heard plenty about those lately, but what else? If you've noticed, the world of Chainsaw Man feels a little hollow. What are the other governments up to, right? Why has Fujimoto been so tight-lipped on so many aspects of the world? Maybe Asa's gonna kick Dingji in the gut so hard he pukes up like, I don't know, Bill Clinton or the Game Boy Color 2. Just saying. She'll die and Yoru will die. End of story, and Dingji is still the main character. You know, there's this growing smugness in parts of Chainsaw Man's fandom when it comes to Asa and Yoru, and just generally a lot of things. I can only speak from what I see in my comments, but there's a loud, seemingly vocal minority who seem delighted to declare how the story has to end. You know the type, the I'm just telling you like it is, chief crowd, except no. You don't get to dictate the narrative, gloat like you've already won. I don't know what you'd win though. I didn't know we were in a game to begin with. And then backtrack with mental gymnastics when Fujimoto inevitably proves you wrong. I hate that. I hate the smugness too. It's really not hard to say, hey, I just don't like Asa and Yoru. I kind of hope they die. They're not interesting to me. But these comments reek of just this irrational hatred, not critique. Like, come on. As I've said before, Asa's clearly not going anywhere. She's cemented herself as a core part of the story, not some waifu bait or this self-insert manic pixie dream girl thing. Like, how can anyone still pretend Dingji's the only main character? Like, who hurt these guys? Who hurt these guys that have to tell people Asa isn't a main character when she, like, objectively is? And what's funnier, to me at least, is that a shockingly large chunk of men and young adults probably relate to Asa more than Dingji at some points. And yeah, by the way, I am sort of heated because I care, and I won't fake my emotions just to placate these smug, repetitive comments designed solely to trigger Asa fans. But look at her struggles, really, honestly. Suicide, depression, loneliness. Bro, I get it. I've been lonely too, painfully so. And that's why Asa resonates with me and so many others. Let me rephrase. Asa's character perfectly captures what it's like to be lonely, not just as a woman, but as anyone. Maybe not every detail applies universally here, but her core struggles? Absolutely. Loneliness is an epidemic. It doesn't care about your gender. It's as universal as depression or joy. That's what makes her invaluable to the story and why she has to stay, because this is what Chainsaw Man directly commentates on. So yeah, I guess that's my rant about this smug baiting comment. And yes, I think it is still important to call this stuff out when we can. If we let it fester unchecked, these kinds of things take over communities, overrun them. Like, obviously Dingji's still a main character, but so is Asa. Does that threaten you? Does it sting to see two well-written female characters who could easily step on your... Oh, wait, I've said too much. Ignore that last part. So there it is, you guys. What do you think? Be sure to engage in the comment section below with respect, kindness, and brevity, if you so desire. Please check out my recent video on the bright future of Chainsaw Man, and join my Discord to interact with me more directly. Make it a great day or not, the choice is yours.